Garden Report is brought to you by Prize Picks and the Game Time app.
Hey, Bobby Manning here. Welcome to a shoot-around edition of the Garden Report with Noah Dalzell. And we got to talk to quite a few Celtics, as well as Grant Williams, the spokesman of the Charlotte Hornets, here before back-to-back against Charlotte. Grant came out here, caught up with a bunch of his teammates. We saw Kemba Walker, too, which was pretty cool. I forgot he's coaching this year with Charlotte. So a lot of ties between these teams. Charles Lee, of course, coaching against his old team tonight. But a lot of talk about the three-pointer going on in the NBA right now. Got some thoughts from Grant Williams about where it's going in terms of shot totals around the league and teams just going further and further down the line with this three-point explosion. And he doesn't see a need to change the rules right now, despite all the talk of that with the Celtics, especially shooting over 50 a game. Here's what he had to say.
My thing is, why would you adjust the rules when players are getting better? You know, and I think it makes it harder for guys to defend. The thing about the defensive, they're allowing more physicality now. I don't know if people can realize that from the fan perspective, but you look at this past season, like year before, there was a lot more foul calls. I think earlier in the season, like certain teams have gotten favored in a way. Like I got like Trae Young, Jimmy, those guys that kind of draw those fouls that shoot 18 free throws a game, but that's part of the beginning of the regular season. That's going to happen. So, but otherwise, you see how physical these games have been, whether it's Toronto games, whether it's Orlando games, whether it's you watch these Celtics play, they don't really get called for many fouls. So I think the physicality has been up, especially on-ball pressure. You see people picking up full court that we haven't seen in, 5 years other than playoffs? So, and that's been happening since game one. So I think that's where we have to be more mindful on the defensive end is being more physical from the start, not letting guys get to the three-point line, and that's where switching and these things, like these schemes, become more emphasis. So I don't think there needs to be a rule change. I think teams need to, but one, get better at shooting threes and improve their own standing, and then two, get better and have some people, personnel out there that can take away the three-point line.
So what do you make of Grant's comments on it, and how are you feeling about the whole debate going on right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's right. Like, this is a little bit of a ridiculous discourse, honestly, because the Celtics have won one championship, and they're 4-1 right now. They don't even have one of the best net ratings in the league. So it's like, I think people are just panicking that the game is going to just become super homogenous where everybody's doing the exact same thing. But Grant kind of nailed it. It's like, be better if you want to have that, if you want to be able to compete with that. Like, a lot of times teams, I don't think, guard the Celtics as best as they can. A lot of guys haven't become good enough three-point shooters, considering the fact that they're professionals and have the capability to get better. So I liked his take on it. That being said, we also heard from Tatum, who talked about the flip side of that and how sometimes you can get a little bit passive. So it doesn't mean that it's always good to shoot 55 threes or 60 threes in a game. But I think this whole discourse around like the rules need to change or the game needs to be fixed, like it's not really on the rules. It's on the individual players and teams to scheme better, I think.
So I don't know how they would change the rules. I've heard a few ideas. The corner, getting rid of the corner, I think makes some sense because that's obviously the easiest three to shoot, and it's the one the teams hunt the most. I don't know what the implications would be of getting rid of that. I also don't know what that would do for totals. I'd be willing to see what that would entail, though. Moving the line, I don't love because I feel like teams will still shoot threes and they'll be harder and teams will be shooting worse from three. Yeah. Maybe that changes the balance of things. The craziest one I heard this week was 3 points for a dunk.
Who'd you hear that from?
Just floating around.
No, that's ridiculous. I don't think we need to penalize like guys that don't jump any more than are already penalized in this game. Like Peyton Pritchard does not need to be penalized.
He can dunk.
He can barely dunk though, but it's like I don't know why I also just think I know that a lot of people don't agree with me on this, but I find dunks to be overrated. Like they are the same thing every single time. And obviously there's like really exciting dunks.
No, they're not.
A lot of times they are. Like on a fast break, like I just don't care that much. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion. But I just think that like that's not what the game needs is more dunking. Maybe what you could think about is like pushing the line back a little bit at the top. But the corners is like you just need a wider court almost because the corners are just getting too easy.
That's
you can
a
see that right in
discussion
this
too.
video. You can see where the line inflicts, and it's just that's going to be the biggest thing. I love a 4-point line personally. If we're talking rule changes, why not? Just mix it up a little bit. And also I think when teams are down by 4, it'd be fun if there was like
teams shooting half quarters, as Pritchard says.
If you want to shoot them, then you're probably not going to pay off. Like I feel like analytically speaking, most guys shooting 4-pointers is not going to help. You see in the All-Star games, like everybody's terrible at them. But yeah, if we're talking rule changes, like let's just move the line back. But we're not going to start getting into decimals here. That's probably what the answer would be. We'd probably be making threes worth like 2.7 or something.
Oh God.
But we're not. Obviously, that's never going to happen. But
And you don't like the three-point dunk. Come on,
The
decimals.
three-point dunk I hate. I hate three-point dunk.
It's 150.7 to 4. Like I can't do with that. So I don't think anything's changing anytime soon. I think the league likes where the play style is at. Grant also, as you heard, talked about rising physicality being a factor here as well. And that is something I do think we're seeing around the league, which is beneficial. There are a few too many threes, though. And I don't know how you deal with that. I don't know if they're going to, but let us know if you have any ideas below, and we'll see what Joe Mazzulla thinks about it tonight. I can't wait to hear his answer to this. And Celtics Hornets, we'll have coverage here. Noah Dalzell and I for CLNS Media. So follow along with us. We'll be on Celtics postgame tonight right after the game, and then we'll be right back at tomorrow for round 2 between these teams. I think they're going to be some good games down here, and they're powered by Prize Picks. Our coverage powered by Prize Picks. Use CLNS for a $50 bonus when you play a $5 lineup over there. And Game Time, if you're in the area tonight, I bet there'll be some tickets, some good deals over on Game Time. So check them out right around Game Time. Use the code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. We will talk to you later tonight. For Noah Dalzell, Bobby Manning, there's been a shoot-around edition of the Garden Report. And Hauser sounds good to go tonight as well. Check out his interview over on CLNS Media. Hey, Bobby Manning here. If you made it this far, you probably enjoyed this video. So subscribe, turn on notifications, and check out our social media platforms at Celtics CLNS.